Hello all. Today we are going to understand one important concept called Azure region pair. So our understanding of business continuity, especially about high availability parameters, is incomplete without understanding what is a Azure region pair. So if you remember from our last sessions, we have studied what is an availability set. Availability set is a concept in Azure which provides us business continuity or high availability even in cases of rack failures or machine failures within a data center. Whereas an availability zone is a concept in Azure which provides us high availability even in case of a data center failure. But consider a scenario where you have a large scale outage or a natural disaster like an earthquake where a lot of data centers within a particular region are hampered. Then whether availability set or availability zone is able to solve the problem of high availability? The answer could be no, because if all your virtual machines are present within different zones in that particular region which has undergone a natural disaster, then your application will not be available until you do some sort of disaster recovery, right? And hence Azure also creates something called as region pair. So each Azure region is paired with another Azure region within the same geography at least 300 miles away. And these two region pairs are connected with high optic fibers and low latency network. Okay, so basically if a region in a pair is affected by a natural disaster, then the services which support geo redundancy would automatically fail over to other region in its region pair. So that is the beauty of it. For example, in Azure storage, if you have selected geo redundant storage, then if for some reason the region has failed, then automatically the services will fail over to the paired region. Okay, so you must be wondering what are the Azure region pairs. So I've just basically given the link directly from the Microsoft document site because this is a constantly updated documentation, and hence I have given directly from here. So if you see here, these are the different geographies and this is a region pair. For instance, for Australia East and Southeast are the region pairs. If you look at India region, Central India, South India, West India and South India, they are the region pairs. For Americas, East US has region pair in West US, East US 2 has region pair in Central US, so on and so forth. So all of these are region pairs. Okay. Let's go back to the slide and understand what are the benefits that Azure gets by maintaining their data centers and regions in region pairs. So if there is a broad outage, the recovery of at least one region out of every pair is prioritized. So a given geography is divided in, let us say, X number of region pairs. So if there is a broad outage, then recovery of one region out of every pair is a priority. Azure serializes platform updates across region pairs, ensuring only one region in every pair updates at a time. So if there is an outage which is affecting multiple regions, at least one region in that pair will be prioritized for recovery. So whenever you're arranging your services, if you ensure that your virtual machines or any of the Azure services are residing in different region pairs, then if there is a platform update or any broad outage, then at least one of the regions from this pair is up and running. Some services like geo-redundant storage provide automatic replication to the paired region. So Azure Storage has got geo-redundant options. We have SQL database, Cosmos DB, all of them have geo-replication automatically enabled. Of course, if you select that particular option, because that will carry additional costing. But if you have selected that option, then automatic replication happens to the paired region. So in most of the cases, the region pairs reside within the same geography, which means that the data residency requirements are met. So in 99.9% of the time, the region pairs are present within one geography. So why am I saying 99.9? Because we have a few exceptions, one exception rather. Brazil South is unique because it is paired with a region outside of its geographical boundary. So Brazil South secondary region is South Central US, which is in the US region, but vice versa is not true because South Central US secondary region is not Brazil South. Similarly, West India is paired in only one direction. West India's secondary region is South India, but South India's secondary region is Central India. So we really do not know what are the reasons behind these exceptions, but it's important that we bear in mind that there are some exceptions. So before we end the session, let's understand an example of the Azure region pair by going back to the same portal. And here you can see that you have a primary region and a secondary region. These two are region pairs which are 300 miles minimum distance apart. So one broad outage in one region pair may necessarily not impact the other region given the distance. If you see here, you have divided the services in three: compute, storage and database. So you have primary region virtual machines, and then you have virtual machines in the secondary region, which is its region pair. Similarly, for the storage, if you have enabled geo-redundant storage, this is the primary account. And for it, if there is any region failure, then the failure automatically happens to the secondary region, because automatic replication is happening between the data in the primary account to a secondary region. Similarly, for this particular region's primary account, the other region becomes the secondary. And similarly, databases like SQL Server database or Cosmos DB, you have similar primary and secondary database arrangements. And all of these services are basically kept inside resource groups. So they provide logical isolation of the services, which is also important because the failure of one service does not really cause the failures of another service. Some of the benefits, again, physical isolation, that is because of the distance. Platform provided replication, so you have geo-redundant storage which is providing automatic replication to the region pair. Region recovery order, which is the fact that recovery of one region is prioritized of the pair. So at a given point of time, it is guaranteed that one of the regions is recovered with priority. Sequential updates, your updates Microsoft plans or rules out in a manner that only one of the regions of the pair is updating, and once that updation is complete, then only the updates are rolled out to the other region. The data residency, of course, with an exception of Brazil South. So with this theoretical understanding of region pairs, we will do one demo on region pairs by creating services in two different regions belonging to the pair. And also we'll understand a new concept called front door as to how we load balance these services to ensure that the service from one of the regions in the pair is always up and running. Hope you're enjoying the videos. We are going to slowly cover the different concepts required for you to clear the AZ203 certification. So please subscribe to the channel so that you get notified. And if you have any feedback, feel free to share it with me. Thank you so much.